my god. That was crazy. Wow. I think my mic's low. Hang on. Holy fuck. I watched that whole thing. I was here. Obviously, it wasn't a good time to go live. We need to... There we go. Mike's probably better now. We need to let that kind of stuff play out. That's the best content we've had all fucking summer. That's like, without a doubt, a season finale. We've actually entered Universe B. New season starts. Ice Poseidon up next on Hanson vs. Predator. Shit's going down. I was like, I just went for a cigarette. My girlfriend got off work at 8, and he went live shortly thereafter, and we were both sitting here. She was sitting on my lap. We were watching it. She doesn't really pay too much attention to this and kind of rolls her eyes a little bit at some of the shit. Like pretty much what Hanson would do, or like any normie. She kind of gets it. She's starting to get it, but she was like, this is fucking super entertaining, and she was glued to it. She kept telling me to shut up because I was laughing and like calling lies and like, you know, basically doing what chat was doing. And she's like, shut up. And I'm like, oh god, she's liking this. That's wild. Absolutely wild. Hang on, I gotta turn the light off. We can do this too. Oh my god. That was crazy. That was the best content we've had all fucking summer. I don't give a shit. Call me a fanboy. That was fucking incredible. That was absolutely incredible. That's just the way it is. There we go. Let's get this up like that. Oh my god. Crazy. What do you guys think? Okay, well, Blade's going live right now, allegedly. Hang on. Adrian Chen's on watching Hanson vs. Predator on Mixer. Yikes. So Blade's going live. IP live probably will take a while to... That's crazy, man. Honestly. 7K Andy. You search Only Use Me Blade, and it's not even his channel. It's his channel is down right now, like down lower. Crazy. All right, we'll do this. Okay. He's live. Yeah, there it is. 7K on that stream, man. Oh, he's going to see Bjorn.
That sounds like loud commotion over there.
At the party. Bjorn's at a party. Bjorn's hammered. Bjorn's been Viking it up all day.
Hello.
What happened? Only Use Me Blade had a fucking 50-minute pressing on Chris Hansen. This has been a long time coming. Vindication for the Reddit. The Reddit's very likely exploding with comments and memes. I mean, shit, there's so many takeaways. The fucking little bruises thing at the end. Are you kidding me, dude? He was sweating. He wasn't realizing he was swearing. And he realized at the end, once, like, and same with me and same with probably everybody else that watched it live that was fucking freaking out, that's aware of, you know, the community and the script. After like 30 minutes, your body can't put out that much, so everybody kind of calmed down. And
Brian, very nice to meet you.
But there were still moments, man, like bringing up Ice and Bone laughing, and Hanson coming to the realization that he could be now victim of the CX effect, like in real time. He put it together that since doing this private, because he had things done all through a production company, and like he was just the face of it. But now he's like, you know, black sheep,
You're welcome.
and he's doing his independent thing. Oh man, it's crazy. Chat's disabled for this live stream because they didn't have filters on for racist stuff. They didn't have a lot of shit. Wild, man, wild.
I'm good right now, Bjorn. Thank you.
Because I'm moving, like I have to move this month or next. I'm looking for a part-time job just to supplement my income. I'm pretty busy, so we were looking at places, and she got off work at 8 and she came over, so I wasn't planning on doing anything tonight, but shit, because typically if I was home I would have streamed before that waiting room and then gone off for this. And but anyways, try McDonald's with based. Yeah, he realized the chat was ridiculous before it started. Yeah, well that's the thing, and he addressed it with Blade. And it was funny to watch Blade try to explain the toxicity, explain baiting, and you know, it really put some things, I think, into perspective for the viewer, for probably Blade and for Hanson, when Blade was pretty matter-of-factly saying that he's killing himself for a community that donate money to him. And when you frame things in a certain way, it makes it seem so silly and so ass backwards. Trying to explain the did you make that song? Holy fuck, man. And he's laughing because shout out to who is that? Shout out to Mr. Danky. Oh, shit. Yo, alright, Seamus. Cool. Weirdo. I don't think my chat's updating. Hang on. Okay, so there was a lot of little takeaways from that. Primarily Blade's lies. He's an alcoholic with a community or not. Dude needs help fast. You are right. Yes. What would Blade's life look like if he didn't stream? Is that just an easy scapegoat for him? Alright, Seamus, bro. Chill out, dude. No one cares. Actually. McDonald's is the stereotypically the worst job ever, so good meme. 2 out of 10. He needs some stuff, but then the content's gonna dry up, and then the donos will dry up, and he recognizes that. Does Blade need a career change? He needs to. Can Blade stream sober? What's up, retired farmer? Yeah, that's wild, Seamus. He's just memeing or trolling. Weak effort. So, I don't know. There's some definite changes. As for like a season finale, like there wasn't... one in the chat if you saw that live. 2 in the chat if you have no idea what the fuck is going on right now. His whole shtick is being drunk. Yeah. There we go. So, you guys are very aware. It's been fucking weak, the content. Bjorn was funny a few times today. Chris Angel Andy's been killing it. Bone Clink's passive aggressiveness deserves a video on its own. That's a fact. Bone Clink's whole demeanor while trying to be a live streamer is just passive aggressive complaining. Doesn't really work live streaming, in my opinion. So that deserves a video. There's so many things that I want to cover. I don't have the time right now. I'm working on one that kind of covers a bit of everything. I'm hoping to have that done by Friday, Saturday at the latest, but I'm aiming for Friday. And then I'd like to do a video a week. And I would like to catch up to some content ideas that I have, because there's still so much that we can go into the backlog and cover about IRL live streaming, the birth of it, the evolution of it, the evolution of ISIS community, ISIS, not even necessarily about ICE, but just about live streaming, using ISIS story, the Andes and where they've gone on to, CX Effect. Like, there's a lot to continuously cover, but there's also a lot happening right now and all the time. So I'd like to do like a weekly video, and the majority of those weekly videos are pretty much like in a week there's enough shit that happens that's worth commenting on, that furthers the script, that furthers the narrative in some way, wraps up some other subplots that have been going on. There's always subplots being furthered, started, and wrapped up. And it's worth a social commentary, man. It's fascinating. It's a new form of entertainment. It's completely immersive. And like, it's the people that are aware of the community, like Dro said it right after the interview. He said some of these guys aren't necessarily toxic. They're just fans, and they've been fans for a long time, and they understand the memes, and they understand the depth that the community has and the creativity that the community has. And there's a lot of entertainment packed into everybody's perception of what this is, and this is the only fucking place that has this. It's unique, and whether or not it's toxic and degrading and ridiculous and childish, it's unique as fuck, and it's entertaining. And live streaming is an extension, and it's entertaining, but this is different, man. Mizkif and all these guys, and even PewDiePie, they do memes, and they do funny memes. But this IRL shit, this edgy IRL, it's real IRL. Like, Rice Gum, he's going on about McDonald's, guys. Just fucking ignore him. He's wild. He took a hit of acid, or he's memeing, or he actually maybe thinks McDonald's is really good, and he doesn't feel like he's listened to in his daily life. So listen to him a little bit. We believe you, bro. I'll go apply at McDonald's. So yeah, I was laughing really hard. I was literally having like a mini brain aneurysm, because it's just so many prophesized things with the Universe B, and like so many subplots are getting wrapped up in this. And then new subplots are beginning. So it's a season finale. It's a very textbook season finale. I don't even know, like, you used to call it the Ice Poseidon show. It's not that anymore. And, he who shall not be named type shit. So, what's up, Surprise Mofo? Ronald McDonald in the chat, y'all. Do I think I will grow out of edgy humor? Probably not, man. I've been a part of internet culture since the IRC days. I've been part of internet culture intermittently. Like, I used to... There was years where I didn't, but I don't know. Maybe, probably. I'll probably get so busy that I won't really have, but I enjoy making the videos on this channel. I'm a longtime fan. I understand what's going on for the most part, and I think there's value in a social commentary or some sort of analysis, or even a fucking opinion. There's clip channels, but nobody's like actually documenting what the fuck is happening and how this transpires. And I think there's value there, and I fucking enjoy doing them. And they make a little bit of money, and as the channel grows, it's a brand, believe it or not. And I do YouTube channels. I have several YouTube channels that's primarily what I make my income on. I have a few other things that I generate income with, but that's it. I'm 33, bro. I've had like a quarter life crisis, and like I worked at a big top 5 bank here in Canada for years. I worked, random normie jobs. I was, but I want to not work a fucking job and sell my time in this small city that has just factories for the rest of my life. So I'm trying to do internet businesses, small, YouTube channels, various other things. And so this fits into what I'm doing every day. I happen to follow it, so doing these videos are a natural extension of that, and I enjoy them, so everybody else can fuck right off. I would love to do IRL. It's not economically feasible for me now. Like, I'm trying to buy a house and I'm trying to do other things before I start sinking a ton of money. I need to be generating more income from like this channel or all of my endeavors to justify, like, you know, probably a couple thousand a month if I'm going to do IRL, to go out and, you know, do things. Plus the data in Canada is quite expensive. I'd have to travel to a bigger city like IRL, and I might be able to do a couple things in my city, but I would enjoy doing it. But it's just not working. So I'm just going to focus on making video content, and IRL won't ruin me, bro. I would have fun doing it, and I think I could navigate it pretty good. And I would have a lot of fun doing it. And my girlfriend would be down to play part in some of the debauchery, and I would keep it, you know, relatively clean. And that's it. Straight up. I'm not going to set precedents. But that's not even like, I won't do that for a year or two if I even do it. That's not the focus at all right now. I just go live here because, fuck, there's shit to talk about. I develop ideas for how to cover this. Will I behave like a degenerate? No, but there are ways to be real. Like, I find Danny Mullen is real. He's a bit degenerate like, but you have to be very outgoing. You have to go somewhere where, you know, there's ways you can do it. And, you know, IRL live streaming every day, yeah, it would it takes its toll on somebody. Everybody likes to make fun of, like, Ice had a good setup. He got to sleep and then go live and just fucking interact with the chat, which is exhausting if you're at the energy that he's doing it at, or was. But as for like most of these IRL live streamers, they run their whole show. Like, they do what Jacob was doing for Ice and are the talent until they get to a certain size. So Ice was just like a very fucking unique circumstance that got shoved into the spotlight and facilitated to move to Hollywood. And, you know, his core values are the exact same, and they show in his every behavior now. There's like a literal set of core values about women, about life, about racism, about what people like because of this community. Ice thinks people will like him if he's funny, and, you know, all those typical insecure things that you might act a certain way. But Ice's core values have never changed, in my opinion. He's the same fucking dude. He's just got a better filter now, and he's not doing it. Like, there's a very good chance that Blade didn't do anything. Very good chance. And he still set himself up by talking about it and memeing about it and whatever. So Ice has been fed into that, into doing that. And that's just the way it is. So what's going on over here? Dono's like crazy. Ice has been fed into that. So his worldview is that, you know, people will like him and it'll generate money. So he's got a lot of like unconscious connections for encouragement in doing racist, edgy shit. And I do believe that's where his core values are. And that's why it shows. Looks guilty to me. The thing is, yes, looking guilty and being guilty are very different things. What I did want to say at the start that I didn't get to say is Blade should have fucking lawyered up. If Blade was smart, he should have just shut his mouth, streamed, not made multiple statements. Like, that's just more shit for them to fucking understand you. And there's so many intelligent people on law enforcement that can see shit, man, and they collectively, one will pick up a little bit of this and they just put it together, man. And he should have lawyered up, or at least called one to say, I might need you. And, you know, depending on the lawyer, he might say, well, what's up? Tell me the story. And he'll give you a little bit of a chat on the phone, and he'll tell you, you know, Blade, and then will call me before you go do anything in the public, or, you know, Blade should have consulted him prior to set a dono goal, bro, or use the fucking 2Gs that's left over from your $3,500 RV goal that you don't have access to, but that you would have pulled out because that was prior to the PayPal ban, that you only paid $1,500 on, and maybe you're going to owe a bit more for helping boning them out for repairs, or set a new dono goal for retaining a lawyer and consult him, and he would have told you not to go on there, dude. And like, because like, even if he's fucking innocent, all this shit, it doesn't look good at all. And it's not intelligent if there's even a sliver of a chance that the circumstantial evidence will convict you. Now, the legal system's supposed to be guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. I don't even know if they use that in the States. I obviously was born and raised in Canada, so... But I'm aware in the States it's maybe called something different, but there has to be direct evidence. All of this is circumstantial, and a good defense lawyer will navigate that and cast doubt in the judge, and you know, and there's no direct evidence unless DNA comes back, but it likely won't because it was days later. Even if there's DNA in the bed, circumstantial. But these interviews and shit, man, like, I did a video, my first video, it went viral out of nowhere, like my viral, which was like 40K views when the channel was like 1K. It's still on the channel. My first video I ever did. He convicted himself from the television interviews he did and shit. I don't know. It just doesn't seem intelligent.
What is
and
that?
Hansen posed to him like.
I don't know. Here, I'll hold that. Okay. If you put that.
Where's this woman come from?
My muscle strength sucks because I have
fibromyalgia. What grandma is this? Where is he?
They're in a long case, and they're.
I was like in more transportation than.
They're at someone else's house, or they're at Dro's house?
Here you go, Bjorn.
Anyways, I don't know if it was intelligent of him to make a bunch of public statements, you know, to even the statements he made on his stream, and anything you say can and will be used against you. And that's just legal 101, bro. If there's serious accusations in 2019, in a world where innocent men get prosecuted, in a world where innocent men go to court and then get exonerated for false rape accusations, and then still have their name ruined, like Blade, this is, talk about a career change earlier. Does Blade need a career change? Because can he stream if he's not drunk? Like, what the fuck is he gonna do, man? So I don't know. This is ammunition for the Denver PD, for sure. Denver PD was on IP2. There's a meme idea for you guys. Go fucking put a meme on IP2 Denver PDs, because they're looking at this shit, man, if they're investigating it. So there's a couple ways that it can go with Denver PDs. With the Denver PD, they could not do any investigation and just wait for the DNA evidence because they understand it's circumstantial, or they could be deep diving this to build to see if they have a case regardless of the DNA. We don't know what's happening right now, so they may not even be aware that this is happening. They might not, you know, I'm sure they're going to be sent messages and emails now by whoever spends time doing that in this community, and there seems to be a lot of them. Denver PD, Denver Police Department, the police department that's looking into this, the police department that took the sheets and is doing the investigation. They're going to use, so there's, like I said, there's two ways they could go about it. If they are investigating it and potentially building a case of circumstantial evidence, and regardless of if they don't feel that they have a case on that day when they assessed it, unless they have DNA evidence, they might not even be looking into this, and they might not even be aware. I don't know what he's doing. He was talking to some lady that they're drinking in her backyard.
Boston, Florida, we're going all over. It's pretty
Just
expansive trip.
telling him about the RV.
Do you know who Chris Hansen is?
What's up, space
No?
bitch?
Okay.
Bjorn was at some house party, and so they went over to this house party, and it looks like it's this old man having some beers with some of the neighbors. So they're hanging out, and then I don't know if somebody might have suggested that they go inside, but he's having a good old conversation. Oh wow.
Really?
Yeah, it was pretty monumental thing.
Really?
Yeah. No. Okay.
It's
He's a person on TV.
Chris
And he
Hansen.
actually interviewed me about an hour ago.
Crazy.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty monumental thing.
That's cool.
Yep.
So, are you guys doing this to raise funds for anything?
So I've got a video
This is our
that
job.
I'm doing.
We literally, like, you see
That'll be out on, like,
the
Friday or
phone,
Saturday.
speaker,
Friday,
and,
I'm
like, the
hoping.
battery pack and all this stuff. We travel
And then
around.
I'm open to
And
suggestions.
so a lot- you know
I'm
video
pretty
games
sure
are,
I'm
right?
going to do season
A lot
finale,
of times
Universe
people
B,
will live stream themselves playing
and
video games.
inform anybody that's
We
not
do
aware of
different
why
where
we are in
actually live
Universe
stream
B,
ourselves
following a
going
Chris
out
Hansen,
and have seen cool stuff.
seeing cool stuff. So we're getting the PG version of Blade's IRL live streaming, of which is almost none of his content is PG, because he only goes live when, like, maybe 20% of every stream is PG, because it takes him an hour or two to get drunk as soon as he's drunk. So Blade thinks it was cool. Blade thinks it was exposure. Blade thinks it was clearing his name. Fucking famous last words, bro. Potentially. Because, yeah, if there's a case against him circumstantially, and the police department feels that they have a case circumstantially to convince a judge, with all of the groping, with, you know, you search only use me Blade on YouTube and you don't even get his channel. Usually the channel will be second after his latest video, but it's just fucking drunk compilations and groping, and then his channel, like, you gotta scroll. Then obviously that's for me, because I'm usually looking for drunk stuff, but it's pretty crazy how much content is out there that's not his, about him. You know, I'd say his content makes up for, like, less than 5% of the only use me Blade tags on YouTube. He should have lawyered up. He should have at least consulted a lawyer. Like, you can find a lawyer, and depending on how much money you make, I don't know how it works in the States, but you can get a public defender. Anyone, bro, fucking walk into a paralegal office in Denver and ask some questions. They will help you. You know, like, you make an effort to at least assess your own situation and understand the law and understand circumstantial and direct evidence and understand how this paints a terrible picture, and the court's going to see it that way. The court's going to see it the same way my girlfriend sees it, the same way IP2 sees it, the same way I see it, the same way everybody sees it, even the ones that are enabling him and claiming innocence know that it's not out of the realm of possibility. And evidence is the only thing that can sway that opinion one way or the other. And while there's no direct evidence and there's no charges and there's no case as of yet, we don't know that. Because, and that's what Hansen said. He said, "Are you prepared for this to turn on you?" And he goes, "I don't think it will. I'm going to be innocent. I know it won't because I'm innocent." While avoiding eye contact with the fucking camera, bro. It's not even like you're getting pressed by an interrogator, dude, and you can't make eye contact with Chris Hansen. Like, a seasoned interrogator is going to fucking make him shit bricks. Everyone's seen the Memology video. 1 in the chat if you've seen Memology, 2 in the chat if you haven't. A seasoned interrogator is going to fucking make quick work of Blade. Excuses like, I don't know, and I'm sorry. Why'd you do it? I can't explain that. Fuck, man. So it all depends on if they feel they have a case. Circumstantially, it's evident there could be a case. This is one of those tipping things, man, and he needs to be careful. Words are very dangerous right now. And the thing is if this goes to court, big if, every statement that Blade's made on every stream will be found. IP2 will hand that shit. Feeling silly or somebody on the Reddit will hand that shit in a fucking labeled beautiful package to them. All of that is going to be picked apart, and any indiscrepancies in that is going to break him in that interrogation room. Once they start getting him on just a couple indiscrepancies that like even normal people make, they'll make it seem like he's fucking lying, and he'll start that's why innocent people confess to crimes, because of interrogators. People that are innocent will be coerced into something. Good for him for having the confidence to go on it. I don't think it was him baiting memes or donos. I think he went on there to legitimately clear his name. Some of the body language was evidence of misleading or stereotypical or textbook of misleading statements. Some of the body language, the non-contact with like a camera, dude. Make eye contact, look him right in the fucking eye. Like, don't close your eyes and like say things, and just when you're having a normal conversation with somebody that's not being pressed or not being stressed out, that all these like looking away things and like whatever, it doesn't normally happen unless they're stressed out for any number of reasons. Personal anxiety, or there's a drama between the two of you, or some sort of beef between the two of you. There's a ton of tells. I don't know, man. It's just, even if he's innocent, he could be nailed against the wall circumstantially, and anything he says, and he's said a lot over days and weeks, and like, fuck. Yeah, that's unfortunate. Boneclinks also talks frequently about pretty wild conspiracy theories, so I wouldn't be surprised if Boneclinks has particular minerals and rocks in his room, and he feels they have some sort of essence or power. I don't know for sure, but he does seem like he might feel he has a sixth sense of sorts with his friends and other deluded, not based in reality type things. But he could also just be his own hotbed of emotions about this issue, and it could be the easy way out, whether he's consciously aware of it. It could just be path of least resistance. There's a variety of motivations for him to say, I looked him in the eye and I believe him, outside of like the otherworldly or the fantastic. He's into magic. Yeah. So it makes sense that he feels that and that's fucking religion is the opiate of the masses, man. People believe that religion exists, and Moses and Jesus and Adam and Eve and all that stuff. Nice stories, very nice fables, well written work, but it makes them feel like they have something, and that they're it feeds some of their ego or their broken ego, or it mends some of the insecurities that they have to feel like they have a power, or believe in magic or whatever. Whether or not that's why Bone looked him in the eye and believed it, but that's a pile of shit that any police department or any judge or any whatever, it's not admissible, bro. I'm agnostic. I used to pretty adamantly claim atheism. But I would say I'm agnostic. I'm a fence sitter. I don't have any proof. I certainly don't believe in the creation story. Big believer of Charles Darwin. I don't, there might be a God. There might be. I don't say no, there isn't. I definitely don't believe in like Adam and Eve and, God created the world, the creation story as told by the Bible. It's genius and it's worked, but it's religion is the opiate of the masses. And I believe in biology. I think, I don't know, man. It's a wild topic. I don't. That's agnosticism. That's being agnostic, bro. Is I don't say there's a Big Bang. I don't say there's a God. I just don't believe. I believe there's more merit to the Big Bang than there is to Jesus. But whatever, bro. Yeah, and the church is the biggest gang in the world, bro. God loves you and he needs money, so please donate. He has access to everything he needs for nothing, but he needs your money. So please donate diligently. Cults, this community, Bjorn, the king of Denmark, and the Viking, the strongest man in the world. Those are like old school archetypes of humans. So. Well, I guess not, but you can't believe in the creation story as like Adam and Eve, essentially, and believe in the Big Bang, because the Big Bang, we started it as single cell organisms, and carried on. Timeline of the theory of evolution. How do we get on religion? I don't know. I don't want to talk about religion at all. I'm almost a decade out of school, and I don't really have conversations like this. I don't go to parties, or I don't, socialize all that much. I have a few buddies, but most of my friends are married with kids, and, I have my girlfriend, I have my family that I spend, I'm there almost every day. No worries. Yeah, it was Tainted LA Gentleman. Roarer. What the fuck is that? Roarer mean, bro? Stop partying when I got a 9 to 5. Oh, I still partied when I had a 9 to 5. I'm trying not to do the 9 to 5. I'm trying to not hate my life and go to the bar on the weekend. I'm trying not to find any enjoyment in going to a fucking bar. I'll go out for, I'll have a couple drinks before a meal with my girlfriend, or a couple buddies, or, I don't mind going to like wing night and shit when all the boys go. But I haven't in forever, because I don't know. It's, everybody's just, I live in a small town, and like, man, everybody's working so somebody else can get rich. And it's a fucking game, and I'm old, but I want more, man. I don't want to I don't want to get a factory job and have no end in sight, and have, you're trapped. It's fucked. I don't have any kids, no. For all I know, I'm shooting blanks. I work at a bar. I used to bar back. I've worked at bars. I've worked at restaurants. I've worked at a bank. I've done construction for like 5 years, various construction jobs. Roofing and landscaping and all kinds of stuff. Bar jobs are cool. Meet a lot of women, and if you're social and half decent looking, you can have a fuckload of fun. And as long as you're, 420 friendly and recreational drug approved, ideally participate in some recreational drugs, but keep your composure, you can do very, very well. I don't know. I'm over it, bro. I don't, I love my girlfriend, and that's what I want. I don't want to fucking go and party. And I just see so many people that are just so miserable, you know, fuck, I gotta go to work, and they literally hate their job because they make tape. We have a tape factory in town, or they're, you know, we have a Walmart factory, and we have a bunch of different factories that they just, you know, shovel boxes all day, so some, you know, so a group of people at the top of that food chain can eat well. So I want to be at the top of that food chain. Schmiggy in here? Yeah, man, what's up with you? You're wild. I don't condone any of your shit at all. I've said this to you, I think. I say this, I think, every time you're in my chat. Is it you that I've said this to? Anyways. If it's Schmiggy from the Discord and the DX Ganville crew, that's unfortunate, man. You're wild. I'm glad you feel some sort of sense of camaraderie with those boys and sense of belonging that you obviously need. But I'll say it again, and this is the last time I want to address those people on the internet and in this world, in this internet universe of streamers and stuff. Doxing and swatting is the same as being a pedophile or a sex offender, or, you know, in real life. Like, you are shunned, bro. We cannot like you, period. You've been labeled as such, and that's it. You have paperwork as such, and that's it, bro. It's a wrap. So you're never going to get any respect from me. You're never going to get anything from me. So that's the last time I want to deal with it. Yeah, you want to spend your time calling and doxing. That's the IRL equivalent, is being a fucking diddler. Change my mind. Well, stop associating yourself with other people, bro. It's like Brandon thinking he can roast Aladdin on Twitter for Aladdin extorting him. Like, why the fuck are you hanging out with Aladdin, bro? He's a bum. You're obviously you think losers are cool. So Schmiggy, you're just, unless you can prove to me, and even then, I really don't care. That's it. End of story. It's all good. Welcome to the stream. Oh no, you don't gotta time them out. That's good. Let it time out. Whatever. I really don't care. You don't have to time them out, but that's fine. Let it slide. Banhammer engaged. That's just my opinion, and he's I don't even know, because I don't pay any attention to those gentlemen, so I haven't looked into who's innocent and who's not. But if he's always, you know, being in Ganville's chat is associating with him, you know, repping that crew on donos and claiming responsibility for things, you can take a hike, homie. A lot of conviction and beliefs. Yeah, what's up? Welcome to the human race. Most people suck. And I'm trying to... Yeah, I just won't associate with that, bro. You're a caller. Caller confirmed. End of story. There's no conversation that needs to be had. Yeah, Schmiggy, you can stay, bro. I won't censor you. Let it time out. I don't even know how to undo it. I didn't get a fresh fade, bro. I got a fresh shave. My girlfriend tried to do a haircut, and it was too long on the top, so I just fucking cut it. I need to get new clippers, though. They weren't any good. So what are these guys doing? Is he...
Thank you so much.
Bjorn's going to be a hurting unit
How about
right
this?
now.
When we leave in the morning, I'm going to buy you a bottle of Jack and replace it, okay?
No.
Ooh, he's
let me do
back
it.
on
Let
the
me do
brown liquor.
Help you out here.
What's he drinking?
I appreciate you. Thank you.
Anyone know what he's drinking?
I don't know. What I have is yours.
Oh, wow. Appreciation threads
Everyone's so
for
accommodating
Santa
down
Claus.
Well, that's the way
Schmiggy for mod. That's
it is.
hilarious. No, not happening.
Do you know who Chris Hansen is?
No, they don't know. They don't know. They don't know who Chris Hansen is.
Okay.
No, they don't know. They don't know.
So,
who?
this
who
Blade
she
talking about it
is.
to the old woman and talking about it to the old man, and, well, that's evidence of him.
You know, we watch Dateline
enjoying it and maybe not recognizing the gravity. He's drinking hard liquor, I guess. I'm just wondering if it's clear.
All right, well then.
New content king.
Where's the wine at?
Blade really just explained IP2 memes to Chris Hansen, and his audience is 7,000 people. You realize that audience was us.
There's beer in there too.
Oh, we're gonna get that too.
It was all of us watching.
Ah, say that then.
No shit.
That's all right. I'll be back. Oh, I'll be back.
Oh, it's all good, Dread. Fucking, if you want to just, if you deem anyone bannable, I'm not really gonna say much. Schmiggy, we can leave. He wasn't being anything. I don't think he was saying anything really offensive or like, you know, even if they want to call me a faggot, that's cool. I'll suck their dicks.
I got it. Thank you.
Film yourself.
No, but these are the people. They get to see me all the time.
Thoughts on Asian Andy's return last night? Good for him.
And that light's not working. It was. Well, you know what? Let me put.
You know, there's a lot of accusations about Asian Andy. Whether there's very little evidence, unlike Blade. There's allegations. There's maybe Discord conversations. But there's no like video evidence of him being creepy or weird. And there's a mountain of evidence for everyone else. His channel's growing like quite well. Hansen's bankrupt. That's the thing. That's the thing. Is Hansen? Where am I going?
I found more.
Bjorn, why did you get scared on Hansen's
I'll be
show?
here from now
You were
on.
talking
Call me a
all that stuff
diddler
before
again. You're
about
not going to
people
ban me. Ricky Hodler? I didn't call you a diddler, homie. Chill out.
Shut the fuck up, you piece of shit.
Oh, here we go.
Don't ever donate to Blade again, you fucking asshole.
God.
Bjorn is hurting unit right now. His sleep deprivation, alcohol,
I'm sorry.
all day in the sun.
The person you are talking to has been accused of groping. You are all accomplices. Make America great again and deport Blade back to Honduras.
So tell me, you guys.
Guys,
We've
buy
got
them
a
whiskey
cross-section.
tomorrow and
Hansen is bankrupt. Hansen's doing his own thing. Hansen's probably, I could see Hansen saying,
Yeah,
I should have did this years
I don't
ago
think
because
about
he's
Trump.
gonna do
I
well.
believe that the president is literally a puppet, and he doesn't get to make any calls. He has 1,000 people behind him making those
Pure
calls.
overdose on alpha brain
Excellent.
supplements.
What do you think?
Well, my mother is actually Mexican.
Yeah.
So,
Oh.
Talking about Trump. Weak. Hansen totally creepy. Hansen looks like your typical washed up celebrity with a day drinking problem. Well, Hansen got exposed for infidelity. Hansen got fired due to that infidelity. Hansen's starting his own thing, but he's got an office. He's got a team. He's probably going through a divorce. I don't really know. Yeah, but he will generate income. You know, there's a lot to be had in this entertainment. You're starting to see A-list celebrities doing Netflix series that you never used to see. You're starting to see YouTubers do Netflix style content. It's kind of blending more and more, and that's not to say Chris Hansen can't carve out his own little thing, doing what he's been doing for decades, using whatever team he's got. And just the YouTube ad revenue, the brand deals with, you know, companies will still pay him if he's got numbers, which he will, as long as, you know, he's learning. I don't know if any of you guys are aware, Gus Johnson did a video when Hansen first made his channel, and the videos were like, I don't even know how they uploaded such poor quality videos. Like, you really have to like re-render that shit or render it with like really bad settings and then upload it all cropped and weird. And so Hansen's figuring it out. Hansen got a good viewership spike today. Oh, that's what I was doing. We're going to go look at Asian Andy's Social Blade. And then we can look at Chris Hansen's Social Blade, because I guarantee they saw a spike, both of them today. Really? So Asian Andy's been growing, so it makes sense for him to fucking try to do something with that channel. there's enough people that will tune in, and he can, you know. Oh, he's losing subs actually, but he's still gaining. He's at, you know, almost 800k, whereas Ice is quite a bit lower than that. Oh, it's with an E. There it is. Like, look at that, dude. He got like almost 10 times. You know, that's his daily averages are 300. So before today, his daily averages, let's just do his daily averages over the month. So 304 still. Today skews that. So let's say like 250. It's like a 4x. Not any more views. He's still getting the same amount of views. Or he would have had, like, you know, because there was 7k at one point, so that probably finished the video, finished the live stream with maybe like 15-20k. So today would be a low view day. Deleted some videos on the 12th and 13th. But both him and Asian Andy are growing. Asian Andy probably doesn't want to do much. He's never really been one to replicate Ice or try to be like Ice, so he'll just do his own thing, I think. My girlfriend's at home. Her and I are getting a place. We are upgrading. I'm gonna move out of here. I've been here for a little over a year. It's a good spot. It's cheap, but her and I are gonna get a place, so we're looking for a place right now. I'm going to get a part-time job to supplement the income and just make sure that we, you know, because my income varies every month. I'll still be able to pay rent and stuff, but I don't like being broke. I refuse to go down to, like, you know, my last few $100s. So I would rather work part-time, because right now I can afford everything, no problem. But moving, I won't be able to. Not coming to LA, negative. I have to be in this city for the next year. My mom's transitioning from home to a nursing home, and my sister's out of town. She lives in Toronto, and I'm the only family member here. My dad's fucking losing his mind because my mom needs to be fed, and like, she's pretty much dead weight. So I'm going over there every other day and hanging out and cleaning and whatever. So he needs me, and you know, while she's on a waiting list for a home and like whatever. And he, you know, traditional baby boomers where she cooked. My mom was super mom, right? Like, she cooked. My dad can't cook. My dad doesn't really function very well on his own. He does now since she's been sick, but there was a big learning curve there. So I have to be here. Do I plan on staying in this city forever? Absolutely not. Do I plan on moving to the US? Absolutely not. If I move, if my girlfriend and I move, it will be to some European country that has higher taxes, pretty much, and a higher quality of life, free education, you know, etc. And that's where I'll be starting a family, if not in Canada. But it won't be in this city. You know, my mom's not going to be here for you know, maybe 5-10 years max, and before that they'll go the assisted suicide route. So I'm here for a bit. I'm also building a few different brands that are going to take another couple years to really get mature enough that I can really do something with. So I am laying low. I've cut off connections with most of my friends in this city because, you know, a lot of them either work or are shady. So I just fucking chill mostly, hang out. And I wasn't even ever intending on live streaming on this channel, but I live stream on other channels, and although I haven't in like a week, I figured it was whatever, I'll come on and hang out, and some of you actually appreciate it. You know, first day was kind of wild. It got like 700-800 viewers, but now it's calmed down to just the people that actually want to watch, and that's fine. I appreciate you guys. I went live on the crypto channel, Dread, and nobody joined me. So I every once in a while, there was like a week or two back, like over a year ago, where I'd go live and like I would log out of my YouTube channel on a different browser or go incognito, and I couldn't even see that I was live. Like YouTube was not registering that I was live. It said I was live. It gave me a bit rate, but I couldn't even find it anywhere. So sometimes notifications don't go out, and I mean, I only get like 10 viewers on that channel. 10, 15 of you guys that hang out. But yes, that I'm going to be streaming on that channel this week. YouTube is definitely under control of another entity. Well, that's a loaded statement. Andrew Mix. I don't even know if I want to see. Unless you're baiting me. Yeah, I don't know, man. It will be on the Reddit. I am a loaded statement. I say that all the time. When my girlfriend will say something, or anybody, I'll just say, no, you. Or you are. Or if somebody says I don't like something, I'll say that thing doesn't like you. So that's a very common statement from me. On his Mixer channel, the crypto channel is called Blockchained ED. Blockchain ED. But I don't really go on it anymore. I also make content on another channel. I make daily content on a channel called Skrilla King. The name is going to be changing soon. We've recently taken over the channel, so it's going through a transition. So yeah, I'm maybe a quarter of the way through what's probably going to be like a 15-minute video, kind of assessing the RV and assessing the 13-year-old drama with ICE, the Gucci situation. Like, there's a lot that's happened. So I need to be getting videos out more often to be able to cover everything and not be dated. I don't like releasing a video that's covering shit from 2 weeks ago, and then if I get into like every Friday or something, would be the goal, to put a video out and eventually get caught up to doing, relevant content. So who's going to live stream next? Are we going to get Ed from Chowderheads? That's my jam, this guy.
One more question. What does the catchphrase "figure it out"?
Take my upvote. Bait Super C. What's Super C? I don't know what Super C is. I don't know if, there's lots of things that'll be classified as baiting or whatever. Frankly, I don't care. If you want to call that baiting, go make a Reddit post and call me out, or call me out in chat. I welcome anybody to call me out about any of the shit I'm talking about. I'm human too. I say things that can be misconstrued or whatever. We can figure it out. So Ed from Chowderheads was the one that topped the FBI raid on ICE. I don't know about that. I think Ed wants I think Ed's long done with ICE. Oh, Super Chat. People are going to accuse me of trying to bait Super Chat. Well, if telling you guys about me, or telling you guys a conversation that revolves around my personal experience, and you guys want to say that's virtue signaling, or you guys want to say that's baiting donos, I don't know, man. I don't know what to tell you. I'm sorry that other live streamers have hurt your feelings by lying and baiting things that aren't real or aren't true. And I'm sorry you feel that way, but I'm not lying. So that's my life, and that's what I'm, fucking deal with it. Figure it out. I don't know, man. I'm not like perfect. I have an ego as well. And I say things out of line. I might, do things that are out of line. I don't know. Call me out. That's all you can do. Kingstar Andy. Alex is a stupid. New Content King, yeah. How many viewers does he usually get? 400 at most. I still use Liquidor's site because it's on my Google Chrome. It's on my Chrome bookmarks. I still use Liquidor's site because it has everybody and then other people that IP Live doesn't have. So I'm making content on this space, so I try to be aware of what's going on this space. Krog Pride. I'm so happy EBC came out of the closet, and I'm so happy IP2, who says we're toxic? Who says IP2 is toxic? Full support of IP2. Rainbows in the chat, everyone, for EBZ. Feeling comfortable enough to come out to the most toxic community on the internet. If he can do it, you can too. Making him feel comfortable. Bisexual Edward Norton. That's funny. I've called myself a skinhead a couple times because of my haircut. IP2 is not even that toxic, just real. The internet is like that. IP2 is an extension of old school internet. Just like baby boomers say, they don't make things the same anymore, and it's back in my day, and it's all those other fucking colloquialisms and whatever that relate to personal experience. Things change. The internet changes quite quickly. So this is a little bit of a relic, ladies and gentlemen. This, at this rate of speed and course of action, will not be here forever. Full-blown Orwellian censorship could be coming our way in a decade. Facebook launches that Libra token and we might be fucked. Actually, Facebook starts that Libra token and unleashes the Trojan horse, and then we find out what the real agenda is. Get a swastika tatted on your forehead. Set a trend, dog. I don't know about that, bro. Set a trend to get my nose broken. Sounds like a great idea. Plus, I'm not racist. So, maybe you should get one. That sounds like that's more in line. Chris Hansen, you're fake. Why was Bjorn trying to assess his origin, his birth country? Is undertones of racism and prejudice, obviously. Really what? Sorry. The future of the internet is getting rid of anonymity by attaching your social security to your accounts. Getting rid of anonymity. Yeah, probably. Honest thoughts on this EU tire fire that IcePiss is calling an RV trip. We got the best season finale we've had all fucking summer, and none of this would have happened without this RV trip. So while there's been dry periods, and not as action-packed, can we talk about the Google document that Nate drew up and had IP2 contribute with like literal activities to do in each city that weren't date specific, and even the ones that were, scrap those. Nobody's bookmarked nobody's even checked that. That went out the window literally like the first day or the day it was made. So yeah, Bjorn assessing the where Chris Hansen was from was hilarious. Bjorn's whole cameo was hilarious. But yeah, my opinion on the RV is that it gave us Chris Hansen, it gave us a season finale, and it gave us a new script. Ice Poseidon next. Another Ed gets another boy. we're all Ed's boys at this point. Bone Clinks laughs at Chris Hansen talking about Ice Piss.
Let's talk about this Ice Poseidon fellow. I think most of the people watching this tonight understand who he is. Another live streamer, YouTube guy, involved in gaming initially, but now there are allegations swirling around him, and we'll deal with this
So there was a healthy delay on this stream, Chris Hansen's streams, and Bone's stream, because I had my girlfriend on my lap when Blade signed off and they were wrapping it up. I went over to Bone's stream and Blade was already in the room. So this would have happened so as soon as he mentioned Ice's name, Bone laughed. That's the delay. It was a few seconds.
Swirling around him, and we'll deal with this in a subsequent show where he's here to talk about his side of the story.
Shit. That's so funny. Oh, man. Whoa. No. Chill. Yeah, that's funny. He's definitely not gay because his girlfriend was on his lap. Who, Betty? Is that his girlfriend? Are they actually dating? I haven't actually been caught up on what EBZ's doing. 17 hours ago. Is he back at home? Or is he still in a hotel?
This is my impression. You ready?
That's his house, isn't it?
Of the founding fathers of America.
Is EBZ back at home? So like Danny literally just muled some drugs down to Mexico and they came right back, stayed in a hotel for 2 days and come back. Is that what happened? Because what did they do in Mexico? What did they do in Mexico? They hotel streamed for 2 days, did they not? And then just came back, aka Danny dropping off drugs that he pooped. Yeah. So, well, I saw a Reddit post on IP2 that Danny's got a Mexican uncle that had him mule down some drugs because they weren't doing anything in the hotel, and like, what's the fucking point? Why go to Mexico and stream in the hotel? Like, what was the it just seems like it was a drug run. So what are they doing now? Tainted is something different, yeah. To be honest, Tainted, I've learned to appreciate you. You call me out a little bit, and I like that. Good shit.
Mostly rock. Yeah.
Tainted said I was I had some very strong opinions, and I do.
You got a rap song for me?
I might have, yes, sir.
I do,
might have.
and that's why I appreciate my girlfriend so
From what
much, because
time
she's
period?
very like,
I don't know.
you
I
know,
don't know. Don't
everybody's
get-
a nice person, and I'm very
I'm
cynical.
not gonna quiz you. You're good.
So yeah, man, fuck yeah, call me out. You'll make me be self-reflective, and you guys can watch it happen. I encourage that behavior, and everybody's a little out there in their own way. A lot of you guys like feet. Enough said.
Oh, here's one. You guys will like this, maybe. Maybe you won't.
What happened with Blade and the rape? Oh my god.
Stop. You're about to say something.
You're
That's a great song. The White Stripes.
See? I do. I find something.
I can let you guys listen to the. No, I won't do that. That doesn't make sense. I don't really want to
Kevin is good
explain
people,
it,
man.
dude.
How dare you.
Can someone TLDR
See?
Rika Kazakh?
We're not
Nick
so-
Like-
coming to your house and I told man.
50 words or less. I'll try and TLDR it. Blades has a history of being inappropriate with women when he's drunk, whether or not he's being encouraged by a community and he's doing it to bait donos, and it's just become a style of his, or whether or not there's some real underlying motivations for sexual driving motivations for him to do these groping. He touches girls inappropriately, but it's never really crossed a line. If they say no, he stops. If they if they say no non-playfully, but then he'll call them a whore, and just like typical, it's funny. It is. It's wild. It's shocking, and that's fucking Shane Dawson and a ton of big YouTubers have been called out. Keemstar, Alex is a stupid. That's the whole shtick. So it elevated to a point where Gucci's is wild, man. Like, if you've seen some of her streams, if you saw the stream of her doing that speed dating in the mansion, what's going on here?
Take you in and feed you some sugar or something?
What?
Bjorn.
Oh, he's tripping. He's all right.
He's tripping. This old guy seems cool. Yeah, watch Hanson vs. Predator, bro. Ricka.
See, I try to keep
Here,
up.
I'll link it
We're
for
like
you, dude.
from, like, the Beatles days, so we gotta try to really keep up.
It's long, man. You could even watch, if you want the TLDR, watch. Did Memology do one? There's been videos done. You can watch the Hanson vs. Predator. It's all circumstantial evidence, but Blade's been fucking going public about a lot of shit, and that's fucking nailed guys against the board.
You want to have
Or
your wine with me?
whether or not him going public will
I don't really drink wine.
nail him to the board, it's going public opens him up to more questions that will break him down to either admitting that something could have happened, or stupid shit happens in those interrogation rooms that unless you lawyer up, man, you cannot predict what they're going to do, and they're going to get you if you've done anything wrong, or if there's even a sliver of it. Unless you're a straight up sociopath and don't have any feelings, and are not scared at all, and are enjoying it, they're clever, bro. Worse things have happened to better people than Blade. That's a fact. My girlfriend thinks he's guilty. My girlfriend was like fucking talking shit to him when he was on with Hanson. My girlfriend thinks he's a slob and he's a pig, and she's just absolutely disgusted with him, which it adds to the entertainment for me. I'm an IP2 user. What up?
Thank you. If it would have been for him, we wouldn't have been here tonight.
Oh, is Smullen doing the... Yeah, Smullen's doing the videos, man. There's a guy... Is that him? He's got no subs. Yep. This guy... he's got like a fucking 3-hour...
I'm filming.
Man, shout out to this guy, because I'm going to be using this specifically as a timeline of events for future videos to reference. This is a fucking gold mine of research. It's 3 hours on ice that covers a lot.
There we go. Oh, I thought you were
It's a lot.
Okay.
So here, I'll link his channel in the description. Shout out to this guy, because he's a little hidden gem for timelines and certain,
So much, but stop grabbing my stream.
specific events and when they happened and how they happened, and
Some of them are your viewers. So
you can get dates, and I can use this as like an index, more or less, to be like, oh yeah, okay, that, and find that clip and find that video, and because that's primarily what I do, is I pull clips and I develop a little narrative that, and self-admittedly, most of my content I can't rewatch because it's cringe and it's so bad, and I recognize that I want to get a lot better, and I can get a lot better. It's just story development and narration and the editing, and coming up with ideas, developing those ideas. Richard Smullen knows what's up. Shout out to that guy.
Wow.
He should have never went to the police without at least talking to a lawyer. Denver doesn't care if he's innocent or guilty. They just find a little DNA. He's screwed. Well, they're gonna find DNA in the bed again. Circumstantial. As far as I see it, what's going on here? As far as I see it, there's a mountain of circumstantial evidence
That's good, Bjorn. It's good.
that can be picked apart in an interrogation that could leave Blade open to a number of things. Ooh, throws the smoke right on the car.
I'm still going to fuck you up. You know that, right?
Sounds good. Grab my shit again, Bjorn.
I'm going to fuck you up. You know?
Bjorn's getting wild. This is good.
Man to man.
See,
Alright,
Bjorn
sounds good.
gets it. Bjorn's not passive aggressive like Bone. Bjorn realizes he needs to do shit. That's why he did it. That's why he essentially sniped the Hanson and Blade meeting. Bjorn's awesome, man. Bjorn gets it, bro. He does. Yes, I am. I'm hoping to have it out Friday or Saturday. It's like 12
Bjorn,
minutes
would you
right
like a
now,
light,
but
Bjorn?
it's only like maybe a quarter, if that, maybe like 15-20% edited. So it'll probably end up being. I'm trying not to do fucking 20-minute videos, man, but it's difficult to adequately cover things. I'm finding.
That you want to burn his beer down.
Obviously, I don't want to burn. I don't want to.
Circumstantial evidence can add up, yes, and there's a lot of yes. But like I said, a good defense lawyer will not allow that.
I'm just glad you guys all showed up.
It has to be proven beyond doubt. It has to be absolutely clear. Although the U.S. is a little different, I think. Innocent men go down, bro. It's just a
what's
fact.
up?
Blade should
How's
be
it
careful,
going,
but he's
man?
not.
Yes,
Fuck
sir.
it, dude.
I'm having a good
Figure it
time.
out.
I'm glad you guys stopped by the house. Wow.
If Blade goes to jail, that will be a big deal. If Blade goes to jail declaring his innocence, holy fuck.
Oh my God.
See yourself.
Oh, that's a little scary.
Bjorn's
I
great.
don't
Bjorn
like seeing
fucking gets it.
myself. I just like.
This old man's
glad
chill.
You guys are here, man.
And he's feeling it. He's feeding the. Blade's not really. Blade's concerned. Blade's a little annoyed. Chill out, bro.
And it's like.
Shut up, Blade.
Oh, yeah, right,
He's
right.
poor.
Right.
Why is he acting so poor right now? What the fuck's wrong with him?
This is a trip, man. This is a good time.
You'll meet me. Good.
Bjorn gets it. This guy, this old guy's loving it.
You guys were passing through. I'm glad you stopped by my house for a second to pass through. It's like.
Wholesome.
Can I say something?
Yeah.
Uh-oh.
You're gonna say it.
He's homosexual.
No, he's not.
Well, so what?
He likes men.
So
No, he
what?
doesn't.
I like women.
This
And
guy
I like
over
men
there.
too. It's
Oh,
like it don't matter.
He only
Gay
dates
confirmed.
men.
So
This guy over there.
Hey,
I like everybody. I like everybody, Born. It don't matter. It don't matter.
hey. So my chat's asking me, have you ever, you know what cracking your back means?
oh, why does he feed into this shit, man?
Sounds good.
It's over.
No. That
Don't
is-
touch this old man. He will fucking break your
I
neck.
like everybody.
He's chill, but don't be touching him.
He's too old.
Why would you
Does he
say
have
that?
like?
That's all right, man.
I think so.
Does he have a bunch of tattoos on his arm? Old tattoos?
He loves men.
So,
He loves to suck dicks.
well, I like to eat pussy. So that don't matter.
Yeah, me too.
It don't matter.
I love to suck pussy too.
It doesn't matter.
He sucked some tits about a week ago.
He loves to suck dick.
So
The guy
what?
over there.
Don't.
Okay, so Mister, that's what I'm trying to do. I've explained it so many times, and I don't wanna, Mister, what's it to you? It's not funny to you. It's cringe to an outsider. It's wild. It's degenerate. It's childish. But when you understand the script and you understand the characters, it's different. Bone Clinks is a little annoying with just his constant sighing and just his overall attitude is always very like, I don't know, whatever. Bone Clinks is passive aggressive, but these guys like Bjorn can walk in and say something that you don't understand why it's funny, but it's fucking gold, comedy gold, man. If you watch things like Theo Vaughn or like, these guys aren't intelligent, but the scripts run deep, and it's a real-time interaction. So you're getting the whole spectrum of human opinions. You're getting people that are offended and think this is stupid. You're getting people that are loving this and encouraging the degeneracy. And then you're getting everyone in between. You're getting the real-time reaction right here. So you can see and you can read it, like, depending on how fast chat's going. But it... Well, I don't know what you generally think about Mr. What's It To You, but life is pretty complicated, and I think about a lot more than just why this is an emerging entertainment genre and class, and it's an emerging asset class, this IRL. And I'm trying to come at it from more of a business perspective and creating content. But there is merit to it when you break it down on a actual level. Whether or not you believe in philosophy and other theories that also are very complicated and take quite a lot of thought. I am a fan. I've been a fan of this space for years. I use this as entertainment, but I'm also making videos, so it's a natural extension. But you have to understand, you have to participate in IP2 and see the memes, and honestly, it's kind of a commitment for you to actually find this funny. But it is, so fucking deal with it. Or go watch Jake and Bake, or Shake and Bake, Jake and Bake, because he's, I think, the only IRL streamer. But this is real, bro. This is like a glimpse into this old man's life tonight that a lot of viewers don't get the opportunity to see. A lot of international viewers, like, there's a lot of appeal to why somebody would want to watch two old men from different sides of the world having a conversation. That's Bjorn's being funny and this guy's dealing with it well. I don't know, everybody's a little different. There's people on here that get paid to watch snuff films and stuff. They do snuff live streams and everybody donates, and they get to watch somebody get hurt and really weird shit that happens on the dark web that there's whole communities for, and cults, and watch what you want to watch, and eventually, and fuck everybody else, and eventually you'll meet people that like what you like, and those are your peoples.
You'll see it. If you don't see it now, you'll see it later. What a trip this is.
So, yeah, I'm a fan. I was a huge fan of Ice Poseidon. I thought it was hilarious. I didn't. The last time I laughed really hard recently when Bjorn jumped into the water at Horseshoe Bay. I laughed. I haven't laughed like that since like old ice streams, really. Maybe. There's a lot of funny shit that happens on these live streams, and there's a lot of junk in between, but
go take a poop, Bjorn.
At a certain point, everything that Bjorn does is funny because you just love the character, and the character is him. So it's a whole different layer from these actors and shit. Like Race Gum and stuff, they don't want to be around live streams. The Phase Crew and stuff, they don't want to really be around live streams. Live streams make them uncomfortable because they don't get to control production.
You surely can. Go on in. Lori's in there, I think. She'll show you where you need to go. Sure. God damn.
So this is real, man. If maybe you don't know anybody that's like this old man, or that's like Bjorn, or that's funny or crazy, but they exist, and they probably exist in your neighborhood.
Everything was like really going cool.
And it's interesting, man. Most of the content, like television content, like what do you never watch anything? And to be honest, this watching stuff and live streaming is considered work for me because I use all of this in my videos, and They do generate a little bit of ad revenue, and it's growing. So I'll just keep doing that. And if I have to, if all these guys stop streaming and there's nobody trying to do anything edgy, I will generalize into other live streaming content. There's a ton of shit I can cover on this emerging entertainment class.
You know what I'm happy. I'm sorry.
It's an industry, and it's dying. It's an industry that ICE created, in essence. There's like old school Justin TV live streamers. Like, this has been done before, but this hasn't been done successfully to the scale that ICE did it. That ICE and Jacob did, and the Andes that would help him.
Black John said that Blade is funny as Duke. Take the old guy, take the old guy, take the old guy, take the old guy.
I guess I just see it as an annoyance to people who don't want to be a part of it. They force people going about their day to participate by showing a cam on them. Yeah, so there's
our makeup through about age.
There's an issue with that, and that would be like, it's crazy. It's actually crazy because
Try to give some input on it, but you're not going to leave.
there's a reason. I don't want to really miss anything, but there's a reason why. There has to be a reason why Hollywood production crews haven't picked this up, because like these guys will film and they, you just have a fucking leech that you pay, minimum wage or whatever. Especially ICE, he could afford that. He could pay the guy, a good wage to a personable person that can go 30 feet ahead of him and just like be ready to ask somebody if they want to be on camera and just talk to people. So there's ICE's style, which is like in your face, but there's a way that you can go about it. There's a lot of people like this old man who are down and will love the attention and shout out their Instagram and watch it blow up. And just because there's trolls and toxicity on IP2, these are your everyday average internet users. And whether they're, directing all their hate towards ICE and this subreddit, or they're out on Twitter hating on other fucking things. That's the state of the internet. I don't think, there's like Belle Delphine's community, for fuck's sakes, man. I can't even imagine her, Patreon community, her top tier Patreon community. There might be like a couple normal, just like super rich dudes that just, it's a little fetish of theirs, but no large company is going to invest ever. So, Mary, here's my argument with the whole YouTube thing as a whole. These guys do have, it's hard and fast content. So they will have shorter careers statistically, streamers. IRL streamers anyways, not some of these gamers and whatever, desktop streamers such as myself. So that's an expectation that they should have, but there's single moms that have a fucking knitting Instagram page, or a knitting, as an example, just a sexist example. Or a single mom channel, or any, life hack or house hacks or whatever. And they don't have a big channel. They're growing, but they might be like 15, 20K. But they grind out the same, if not better, income than working a 9 to 5 at whatever entry-level job they would get, unless they had some sort of specialized education or whatever and they had a career. And their quality of life is through the roof because they don't have to spend fucking 40 to 50 hours of their week doing something that they don't like to do for somebody else that is work, and you count the time and all that stupid shit that goes with work. And they run a brand, but they put you have to put the work into it. So while maybe large companies, ad-friendly companies won't invest in something like this, arguably very little, the sexual stuff, like where this content is right now, no one will invest. But if they were putting out clips and like actually trying to run a business with his 500,000 subscribers, anything other than just going live and waiting for donos, You know, he could be putting videos out that are generating ad revenue. He could be running it like a business. Like a business, you need to do things every day with. And live streaming, they just go live, you know. And if they ran shit better, they wouldn't need sponsors. They could launch their own fucking website and have people pay a monthly subscription, like Nelk Boys and like a lot of brands. A lot of like Nelk Boys is edgy like this, but they have a website and it's all paid privately, and they have their own merch line, for fuck's sakes. That's like, you know, super hype beast and selling a ton of shit. Good for fucking them. They grew up like 3 hours away from where I live in the GTA, Greater Toronto area, and now they're living at, you know, the Clout House and shit. So if they could do something with this, and they wouldn't need big companies, they wouldn't need any sponsors, they could just fucking hustle it. But there's just like a lack of work, you know. Hard work trumps talent every time when talent doesn't work hard. You could have some talentless fuck, you know, like some of you think I am, and like, you know, I might be, come in and work hard, do better than some of these guys that have the most talent that don't work hard, like Hampton Brandon. And not even like talent, like talent is, Hollywood talent is different than the rest of the world talent. People have talent in Hollywood if they're like slightly funny, or like, you know, guys like Evan Breen or Andrew Hale, and, you know, these guys in LA that are making content. What's his face? Chad something. He's is it chill if I chill? Yeah, Churdley. So these guys, they're killing it, man. AKA Blade. Nelk Boys are funny, but they're too, you know, they're demonetized out the ass. And they're but they're doing really well, and they will do well. So, you know, you can make anything work. That's the beauty of the internet, is you can be independent if you run things properly. But ICE is the only one thus far that's shown any ability to follow through. Like Casey seems like he would be a good fit for trying to orchestrate events and have people in the script and stuff, but he's just, you know, he doesn't go live enough, and he's relying on everyone else. So that's not going to really work. Brandon seems like a fucking hostage. So, you know, of course, it's not going to work again, because nobody wants to do anything and work hard for anything that's worthwhile. No, and so there's so much wasted potential and wasted opportunity. I'm wasting opportunity by not releasing a ton of fucking content right now. But I got life as well. So I'm doing the best I can, and I'm putting an effort into trying to do a lot more, so I can get more videos out, because there's shit that's passing by that I'm probably not going to be able to comment on that I could have at one point, you know, and that's revenue and missed opportunity. Like, I shouldn't put a ton of effort into a video once every 2 weeks. That's likely going to be demonetized if I can put 3 or 4 videos out, and, you know, 2 of them are demonetized and 1 of them is monetized, like that. Just things like that, you know. And whatever doesn't work, you just keep trying different shit. But I would like to make, in like, you know, 5 years or so, I'd like to start getting a good grasp and having a good lot of equipment that I can make like documentaries, or just, I'd like to make film that connects with people. But I'm so new to it, like Premiere and Photoshop and all these things I'm learning. You know, every month I'm better than I was. Delivery, narration, writing, storytelling, all these things are like their own school of thought that require a fair amount of effort. So in doing this channel, and in doing my crypto content, and in doing live streams and whatever, it's just all honing a craft of delivering, you know. And I have a problem with saying I'm OCD about what words I use, and I want it to be concise, and like if I just take a second and think about it. So I do a lot of pauses and shit, and I, there's a lot of things that I'm working on, but whatever, man. Casey owns a car dealership apparently. Casey has kids. Casey's got a wife. Casey clearly doesn't have the time required to do what would be highly successful. And even if they all get a dial on it and they're making good money, yes, the style of content will be a shorter lived career in that style. They'll either have to make a switch or they'll die out, because the shit is hard and fast, and there's some serious cases that are probably going to get thrown around in the next couple of years on various big people in YouTube. And there has been big cases of various, YouTube stars being deviants in a variety of ways. That's going to kill this space, this edgy IRL shit. And I'll have, a library of content discussing it, and I hope to get better at that content, and nothing's off limits. I have probably, there's ways to get all of ICE's. People have that saved on hard drives that's been cold for a year, all ICE's VODs and shit. There's ways to break down not only ICE but the current emergence of IRL and how it's changing, and etc. Yeah, and the EBZ needs a whole new video now, because not only has he improved dramatically on unspoken baiting, and he's getting good, the stream, putting the stream in the closet, and bringing Betty around, and bringing this metrosexual skinny guy around, and he's clever and he's doing it, and he's had some character development in the last couple of months in really nailing the meme BZ, and it's funny and it's good. I'm glad IP2 supports him coming out of the closet. That's a headline, right? That's a video right there. The most toxic community on the internet supports a black gay rapper in coming out of the closet, and makes him feel safe and welcomed. Made him feel safe enough to come out to them. It's hilarious. And that's hilarious, and EBZ recognizes that, and he's doing good. So there's development there with the gay, and he's actually not just Ubering all day and getting in. And he hasn't really pressed a ton of, except for the Larry incident, which that's a whole other oppositional live streaming video too, with the Walmart incident. And then it all started with him shaking, and fuck, that's funny, man. And Mr. What's It To Ya, you have to understand EBZ comes in as a pretty hard, if you look at his old shit, he's haha, what's up, it's the Ricochet Bullet EBZ, another day in California. Not too sure what we're going to get into, but we're going to go with the wind. The wind's just going to take us. I got an album dropping and a mixtape coming up, And he was very hip hop, trying to pursue music, and that slowly got eroded away from a community. And he went from he went in a transition period of kind of hating Chad, and then he just kind of went with it, and then he's developed, man. But it's just it's funny and it's good, and I question what the fuck they were doing in Mexico. What did he say he was doing in Mexico? What is the purpose of going to Mexico? Because they didn't do anything else, that leads me to believe he did it. Blade Cosby. So is this Casey just playing into the memes, or is Casey legit gets drunk and says the opposite of what he's been saying every 3 days? EBZ is an addict. Yeah, there's a lot of opiate accusations going around. To be honest, I see it a little bit when he drinks. His eyes get a little naughty, and that the drunk driving home, that was far more telling of an opiate nod than drunk. So I wonder how much Casey's just trying to get his name in Reddit and trying to, like, literally, like, it seems at this point he's purposely saying the opposite of what he's been saying. If he's been saying Blade's innocent, he's going to come on and say Blade did it. You know, it's going to start with Blade did it, and it's going to flip-flop every 3 days on various streams and, like, little Easter eggs of him flip-flopping in everyone's chat, you know? Well, it looked like, well, you know, if there's smoke, there's fire, and if enough people start making opiate accusations, and I've actually never seen clips of him talking about being on or having a leg issue, but if there's a leg issue and he's been prescribed opiates and he's got a habit, he shouldn't be drinking, because that will precipitate potential heart attack, that will, you know, increase the respiratory depression. And that's what it looked like. It, you know, it could be benzo too, for sure. Same thing. The nods are not much different. Boogergate is a fucking closed case, bro. The accused went to prison claiming his innocence. He's telling all his jail friends that he's innocent because EBZ thinks the case is open and thinks he can appeal that decision. That's unfortunate for him, because he's the only one that's going to have to live with the real knowledge that he picks his nose and he got caught on stream, and he's refusing to admit it for memes or for whatever reason. Fuck it. No shit, it's a good buzz, man. Opiates and benzos. I'm incredibly familiar with benzos and opiates. I got through high school on Valium recreationally from a friend. I killed it in English class because I cared about Hamlet and Shakespeare because it was interesting. And otherwise I would be thinking about girls and Counter-Strike. Actually, I was a big Counter-Strike player. So I didn't do well in school, but and then I was a recreational drug user, a functional drug user. I'd party on weekends and, you know, do coke and do Molly and whatever in college, and I was a recreational drug user for like a decade, dude. And I've been clean for a while, so I'm familiar with opiates. I'm familiar with opiates on a very recreational level, as well as benzos, as well as like literally just about everything else. Behavioral psychology. Basically, I'm trained in ABA and CBT. It's applied behavior analysis and cognitive behavioral therapy. Those are like the two things that I learned in. So I went to school for behavioral science technology, it's called. No, I haven't seen the new Carl I video. I've done every kind of opiate. For a long time, I was just recreational, doing small amounts of things. I had never tried really like high-powered opiates. Like nothing probably stronger than like morphine. Until I was like 26, and then that fentanyl stuff started coming all over the place, and everybody was dropping dead and stuff. So I went through a little phase, and that's when it was wild, because the high-powered opiates are different than like what EBZ might be prescribed is like maybe enough to make him nod out when he drinks and stuff, but it's a whole different ballgame when you start getting into the higher level opiates and the stronger opiates, because the addiction and everything else, and it's an epidemic, man. It's an epidemic. So it's unfortunate, and I'd like to even make, because there's a ton of stories to be had right here. I just go hang out at the methadone clinic and ask people, camera friendly people if they wanted to like tell their story and try and. I'd like to do documentaries because that's interesting and there's stories to be told right here, and I can practice narrating and you know, getting shots and putting together a piece that tells a story. I can do that right here. I don't have to wait till I move into a bigger city or, you know, get more ideal conditions that people will be like, oh well, I'll start upping my game when I get there, or I get a better equipment or whatever. But I can do it now, and right here, the opiate idea is, it's an epidemic, man. It's crazy. It's actually crazy. The thing with the fentanyl is it's just such a small amount. So for like a naive person to how powerful these things are, to like a recreational drug user that's used to doing lines and used to doing, you know, double stacked ecstasy pills and like a fair amount of substance, to see what these guys are smoking, you can be naive and get in over your head really quickly. So I'm fortunate to have gotten out of it. A lot of people aren't. So there's a story to be told there, but I'm completely drug free, except for I smoke weed every day. And I've never actually said that to anybody, so there you go. Clip away. Thoughts on Blade's body language tonight and his eyes during the interview? Yeah, you can easily die off that stuff. It's an epidemic, man. I spoke on that earlier, Gonzo. He seemed a little... but that could be explained by a lot of different things. Yeah, he was avoiding eye contact. He was doing a bunch of different things. But that could be misconstrued for nervousness. You know, he was pretty amped up, I imagine, before. He was not putting up with Bjorn's shit when normally he'd be tolerant of that. All that kind of stuff. Yeah, well, the opiate crisis has only been like the last few years here. It's been for a long time, probably, but it never really affected me for years. Like, I was aware of doing them, and I would do them like once in a while, but I didn't really. I enjoyed benzos, and I've done a fair amount of benzos, like recreationally or habitually for like months, and then stop. I haven't done benzos in years, probably like 5-6 years, and opiates has like been like 4 maybe. I don't actually know the exact date. I've never really keeping track. No, there was a few moments there that with Blade that could be construed as deceitful. Some of the questions when he was asked specifically, did he assault them? He closed his eyes for a second. He was doing a lot of things that can be picked apart by more intelligent people than me. But even me, I could tell. And Reddit was aware. I saw posts on Reddit saying like closing his eyes and various other things. So I don't know, man. It's just bad. It's just a bad look if you have a potential open investigation against you to go public on somebody like Hansen versus Predator of all things. Kind of opening. Hopefully, Bok Choy, it just goes away. Hopefully that's the case. It just leaves. And Blade doesn't get charged, and there's no actual follow-up from the police department other than to tell Blade that the case has been dropped. Because if they don't have direct evidence, they might rely on Gucci's, and if Gucci's is not a credible witness, or not certain herself, then they won't really have a case, so it'll get dropped, and then everybody will forget about it until they get and Chris Hansen seems quite aware of being baited and going on a wild goose chase, like I've been saying. And so he might, he needs to screen this stuff, and he recognizes that clearly. So it'll be harder to bait him now. It'll be harder to get him to go after ICE if he doesn't. He might never even look into any of these. The community will always disguise themselves as a legitimate complaint. So as long as he's fielding inquiries from the public, I feel like there's people on here dedicated to that. It's kind of crazy. And they're in the same area as callers and doxers, in my opinion. They're, you shouldn't be aggressively reporting, and like this PayPal and Streamlabs being banned shit, that's wild. Like, and so I just believe in the power of weaponized autism, and I believe the weaponized autism never sleeps. And if you're wondering if it's at work right now doing something malicious, it is. All across this great wide interweb. I think Blade is guilty, so does my girlfriend, but there's not enough evidence for a case. That's what I've been saying the whole time. There's not enough evidence for a case, so I've been kind of at odds with my girlfriend. She believes he's guilty and everything he does is disgusting, but she was on my lap glued to the screen and shushing me because I was laughing too hard because she wanted to hear Chris Hansen press Blade. And she was like hating on Blade the whole time, saying like, look at him, he's lying, and like, oh my god. And I say that it's all circumstantial, so until there's like direct evidence or some sort of conclusive direct evidence, I won't say that he's guilty. There's a lot of circumstantial evidence is what I'll say. So she's like, how can you not think he's guilty? And I'm like, well, he might be, but we don't know that. So he's not as of right now until it's proven otherwise. She's like, oh my god, you're crazy. And I'm like, oh, sorry. No, it looks bad. I know it looks bad, but legally, dudes, and what are we but our laws? Legally, he's I can't go making videos saying he's fucking guilty. Memology probably shouldn't have done that video on ICE, because if Strawberry Vision is not this 13-year-old girl and she is in fact IP traced or some other thing to this girl, that's bad, because Discord logs are unreliable. There's also a ton of circumstantial evidence that indicates the Strawberry Vision girl is 13, and that's the same person that ICE was talking to. But again, Discord names and logs aren't reliable. So, should he have done that video? Yes, people need to be alerted and aware and vigilant of these types of things. Should he have included allegedly? And, yes, probably. But he probably did it in a way, and he's probably aware of that. I didn't really scrutinize it, or I didn't really see anything that would really be like, open him up for a suit from ICE. If he buried himself in her and nutted, 4 days later there might be DNA. So if she's pregnant and he actually, but I would be shocked if that's the case. I don't think Blade penetrated. I think Blade might have allegedly did his fucking groping, but it's an escalation of the groping because it's not on stream, and there seems to be an effort to close the blinds, and but I will be shocked if there's DNA evidence that comes back from that rape kit. I will be. At most, I'm willing to say that he might have copped a feel, or I'll leave. At worst, maybe did a little finger banging. But it's just the smelling the fingers thing that makes me think about that. It's weird. So again, circumstantial though, homies, and he seems adamant and wants to talk about it, which is unfortunate, and it might be naive. But fuck it, dude. What do I know? I'm a viewer. She looked preg when she arrived. Yeah, I wouldn't be willing. Apparently she ran a train on Carl II's crew from just from various Reddit posts and conversations that I've stored in my head as happening. I love how Ice, even though he leaked those DMs, continues to blame others for his downfall and bringing him down. Well, if this girl's 19, then Ice deserves none of this. For this instance. But if this girl is 13, then that's a problem. And it's just further proof of his true moral compass. That's still showing on his Mixer streams, on everything. He's trying, but his core values, he needs to go do some like psychotherapy and assess why he feels a certain way about women and why he feels a certain way about certain social conventions, and and really understand, is he racist, is he sexist, understand where he actually sits, because I don't think he really knows. He's trying to be something that he's not, and those core values need to change, because they're still showing through on almost all of his streams and clips that I've seen. He'll this instance, there's always like little exposés, and some of them are agendas being pushed by a subreddit, but not all of them. Yeah, if she's 13, it's career ending, yes. IP2 had it posted as I forget what it is. Something a minor, like corrupting a minor, or some other word that's kind of like corrupting. Feel bad for him. IP2's ruining his life. He made IP2, bro. It's like being a bad father and having your kids turn on you when they're 18. He made his fucking bed, dude. Let him lie in it. He wants to keep live streaming. His fan base that he walked away from and shit all over, that supported him, and this has never been done in the history of like DSP gaming and whatever, but this is DSP gaming and those guys were never like huge streamers. Ice was a big streamer, and he's completely denounced his entire existence on the internet, and it's profound, and there's a large wake of viewers. So if he's trying to live stream while abandoning a huge community of people that watch live streams, good luck, dude. It's like getting getting fired from a government job, or and then trying to go apply and get a job at another government job somewhere else that will find out, or it's just weird. Like you're black sheep now, but he's still trying to do it, and he might be able to, and power to him if he can, and if he can find people that want to watch him. But right now he's confused. Probably he's so used to doing edgy content that he's struggling to make normie content. Snail gang making moves. What? Okay, I need to go eat something, guys. I've been streaming for 2 hours. I appreciate everybody for hanging out. My Streamlabs says that there's 75 of us, and there's been 80 of us. So that's cool. That's really cool. I appreciate you guys. We had a season finale tonight. That's it. What a great season finale. Fucking right. We need a name. It's just IP2 now, the community. It's not the Ice Poseidon show. Is it the IP2 show? What's the show called? It's not the Ice Poseidon show anymore. And we don't really have a name in it for it, but there's still season finales. Do I like ASAP Rocky? I've put plenty of time into ASAP Rocky. I grew up on metal. I'm very, very familiar with the majority of metal bands, progressive metal, like In Flames, Dream Theater, Massachusetts metal, like Lamb of God, and like so many, Killswitch Engage, all those Massachusetts bands. And then I've found hip hop and like R&B, like 25-ish. I started to like listen to it, and now I listen to mostly like hip hop, to be honest. May not be the finale, more to come. Yeah, maybe, but no, this was the finale. I feel it, and everyone else does. It was the finale because it was the biggest payout for all the shit. The finales are supposed to be a huge payout, you know, not like Game of Thrones or all these other just amazing yet disappointing series. So this was a climax. Bro, I was crying like I was fucking having a little aneurysm, and so was a lot of people. You know, 7K Andy, Chris Hansen's now in the script. See, this is the thing with this community, even people that denounce us can never escape us. So even if Chris Hansen's like, yo, because he recognizes the toxicity, he recognizes a lot of things already. Being baited onto goose chases and whatever. What happened? Blade got interviewed by Chris Hansen on Hansen versus Predator. And Hansen got 7K live viewers, most of which was IP2. And it was the season finale. So a new script starts. So this Universe B thing is just a very old meme, and it can represent a bunch of different things, but it's just things that you never thought would really happen, like the real world and normies blending in with, you know, Chris Hansen being in the script is Universe B for a variety of reasons, and that should be season finale and the start of a new chapter. Whether he is a continued, you know, whether he contributes to the community or whether he denounces it and avoids us like the plague, you know, Reddit can now say that Hansen is in the script officially. And Hansen's been talked about in the script for forever, but it's never happened. So that's Universe B for you. All right, cool, guys. Appreciate you all. I'll be on in a couple days. Look for a video over the next like 3-4 days. I'm planning on Friday, but it might be Saturday because I gotta go. I got a busy day tomorrow, so we'll see what happens. Figure it out. Appreciate you, Mr. Paquette, always being here. Just Candace, Scuffed Ming Lee. Yeah, you guys are cool. Where's Tainted LA Boy? Gonzo is in here. Big fan of Hunter S. Thompson. Big fan of everything Hunter S. Thompson was about. So if your Gonzo name is in reference to Hunter S. Thompson or Gonzo journalism, shout out to you, bro. Tainted LA Gentleman Roar. I'm not sure about that, but cool. You guys rock. Go check out who's live. Go check out Blade. Bjorn's wilding out. I'm gonna eat some food and take a piss and have a smoke. They're in this old man's house. Old man is cool. Appreciation threads for the old man on Reddit because he's solid and wants to be on camera. Bjorn's the content king without a doubt. Bjorn gets it more than anyone else. And RIP Blade. See you guys soon.
And that's Rick's mom.